Hello everyone, this is Legendary Player 1, and today I'm bringing you a deck profile of Monarchs, so let's go ahead and start. First, I'm going to have the 3 ofs, which is going to be 3 Vanity's Fiend. Very useful card, especially in today's meta when special summoning is basically the norm. So turn 1 Vanity's Fiend is super useful. So another 3 of, which is obviously going to be Idia, the Heavenly Squire. Again, it brings out your other Eidos and gives you an easy tribute summon. So very useful card. Now, Eidos the Underworld Squire. Now, Eidos is super important in this deck because you have the Vanity's Fiend, so you might lock yourself out of special summons. So Eidos just allows you to do an extra tribute summon, which is considered a normal summon. And again, a very useful card. So now for more 3 ofs, now it's going to be Erebus, the Underworld Monarch. Very good card. Good combos, useful for deck thinning. So yeah, 3 of for those. Now we're gonna go to the 1 ofs. So it's 1 Mithra. Mithra, it's useful. Gives your opponent a token. So I mean, it's useful enough to at least have one of those. And also you can bring that from the grave with the Idus effect on the graveyard. 1 Kaiser Vorse Raider. I might move that up maybe. It's very useful turn 1. You have no monsters, you pull that up for free. Or sometimes you need to activate the Domain of the Monarchs or any other spell trap card that requires a tribute. So you just can actually put it out even though it has a 1900 attack. Might not be the greatest, but at least useful enough to activate your special and trap card effects. So 1 Ether, the Heavenly Monarch. Obviously, if it was unlimited or semi-limited, you would carry 2 or 3. But again, at 1, still pretty useful. So why not? 1 Caius, the Mega Monarch. I've been trying 2, but it didn't work so well, so I have it in my extra deck just in case, depending on the matchup. But I mean, banishing 1 or 2, a lot of times you're going to be able to banish 2 things to Ida since it's considered dark. So, I mean, it's kind of circumstance dependent, but I mean, it's okay. Now for the spell cards. So in this case, mostly people would run 3 domains. What I'm doing here, I'm running 2. And the reason I'm running 2 domain of the Monarchs, of the True Monarchs, is because I have another field spell that, to be honest, I think it's going to be a little bit weird, but having 2 and plus the 3 vanities, for me, I think it's enough. And sometimes a domain doesn't do enough, or I need monsters that have a little bit more attack, so you'll see later on what I'm talking about. I mean, 2 domains, most of the times it's enough. If you don't see it in your main hand, you're going to have 3 terraformings that I'm going to show in a sec. Now let's go with the next card. For the next cards, we're going to have 3 Tenacity of the Monarchs. It's very important. Gets you what you need depending on the circumstances. Sometimes it's going to be a dead draw, but I mean, it's kind of worth the risk sometimes. Now, what I was talking about, 3 terraformings. So terraforming is very vital for this type of deck. If you don't see your domains, you can always pull it out. And I, again, just find it very useful. Now, we're going to go with the 2 ofs, which is going to be Allure of Darkness. I was kind of thinking of handling 3, but to be honest, 3 is not worth it. A lot of the times you don't draw a dark type monster, a dark attribute monster, and you're basically out of luck. So it's a very risky card. 2 of should be enough. I've been thinking of running other draw cards, which I do handle here because a lot of the times you're going to be breaking out. And for now, I kind of have desperate cards for draw. So you'll see see about it in 1 sec, which is this card right here. Hand of Destruction. Hand of Destruction is going to be a 2 of. It's -1, but sometimes you really don't care about discarding or sending cards to the grave, since some of the cards that you handle for Monarchs are going to be able to have an effect in the graveyard. You do give your opponent 2 cards as well, and you do give him the chance of discarding or sending to the graveyard whatever they want. But again, the good thing about this, it's sending, not discarding, so they are different things. So you might be able to avoid something that is more beneficial for them. So we're also going to have 2 March of the Monarchs. March of the Monarchs, very good card. Helps you basically make your monsters indestructible with like if you summon the Vanity's Fiend. So Vanity's Fiend March of the Monarch is a very difficult combo to get over, since it basically blocks your opponent's kaijus, and yeah, it can't be destroyed by effects either. So it's almost kind of a win lock with that. So now we're going to go with the 1-ups for spells. 1 Pot of Duality, getting a card such as Eidos is pretty useful with this type of thing. I might handle 2 Pot of Duality since it allows you for an extra summon, not a special summon. So might handle 2 of those instead of 2 Hand of Destructions, but again, getting 2 cards, sometimes it's much more useful, and even though you have to give 2 cards, well, this one is basically a 0. You lose 1 card, you get 1 card, so it's an okay card. 1 Pantheism, I would handle more if they were not limited, but hey, it's okay, an okay card at 1. 1 for 1. Gives you the chance of bringing out Edea and starting your combo, so yeah, pretty useful card. 1, the Monarch Stormforth, again, it's limited, I believe, still, so it's a pretty good card to use. 1, Return of the Monarchs, sometimes it's a dead card, I was trying 2, so 1 sometimes is good enough. 1, Reinforcements of the Army, pretty useful to get your Edea. Again, you want to get those cards as soon as possible, as soon as you have a tribute monster in your hand. So yeah, and now the card that I was mainly talking about, the Seal of Orichalcos, might seem a little bit odd, but if you read the card text, it kind of makes sense to handle it here. You're not using extra monsters. Most of the times you're going to have tribute monsters on the field and no special summon monsters. So you're really not losing a whole lot. And it does give your monsters a plus 500 attack, which most of the time is very useful with cards such as Vanity's Fiend, which only has 2,400. A lot of cards can run over that. 2,900 on the other hand, it's a little bit more difficult. And when you have the Mega Monarchs or the main Monarchs that have 2,800, you give them 3,200, and that is very, very difficult to run over. So it makes sense. You can pull it out with Terraforming, and yeah, I mean, sometimes Domain is not enough. It gives you 800 on damage calcs only, and when you're attacking, so sometimes you need your monster to have plus 500 for all your all the turn, not just your turn or when you attack. So I think it's a pretty decent card. It's very useful. It protects itself once. I mean, it's not the perfect card, but it's useful enough. So now with the trap cards, I'm gonna go with 2 the Prime Monarchs. It's good for recycling, but most of the part you're gonna be using this card as tribute fodder, so I think it's a pretty decent card. And for the last card, it's 1 the Monarchs Erupt. So having Vanity's Fiend plus this, it's basically game over. Yeah, so overall, that's going to be my first deck for this video, for this channel. So hopefully get any criticism on it. I really don't play professionally. It's more of a casual thing. I play every now and then. I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! For a few years, ever since Magic Ruler. So, hey, if you have any criticism, just let me know. And if you like the video, please comment, subscribe, and leave a like. Alright, thank you. Have a nice one.